Yes, thanks for staying with us on the Sports Show. Time to turn our attention to the Adelaide Lightning. So we've got the commercial manager, Adam Cole's been good enough to give us some of his time. Adam, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Mate, there's been a lot of publicity this year about the Lightning, and obviously it was bad publicity at one stage. Could they survive? Could they go on next year? It looked like they wouldn't, then it looked like they would. Then they made it into the grand final, big crowd. Then suddenly it's all gone quiet.
Yeah.
We're interested in how, A, people can get involved to keep the Lightning surviving, and how hard that role's become.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, and we're trying to leverage off the back of that grand final. It was just amazing, that ending, and they couldn't have done a better job for us. The better team did win, but it gave us an opportunity to showcase in front of potential partners, influential women in business, politicians. We all had those people in a room, and with that grand final win, there's a lot of buy-in in that world. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. I had I think a 2-hour meeting with Katrine Hildyard, the Labor MP, yesterday about holding a function in Parliament, hopefully, and running events at Titanium Arena that bring in sort of different female business groups. And there's a lot of them out there. There's there's probably 10,000 in those groups. Putting them in the room and saying, come make a difference. There's talk about pay parity, there's talk about exposure, and we're saying, well, make your protests come to the games, make your protests supporting the teams, because that's what broadcasts want to see, and that's when we can start really kicking some commercial goals.
It was just really amazing, wasn't it, that a norm like me, I really enjoyed basketball, and all of a sudden it got a little bit of attention. And all of a sudden, it just sort of a snowball, wasn't it? And then you actually really, saw what media can do for a club or a team or an individual, because all of a sudden we're reading the paper and there's Rachel Spawn there and there's different articles and we need them to survive. And hang on, they're going to the grand final, and all of a sudden I'm watching it. My family's watching it. We're loving it, really enjoying it. Do you think it will be easy for the season to come, that the base will be there because of what sort of happened last season?
Yeah, look, it's going to be a challenge. There's no doubt about it. So that's why we're reaching out into different communities who have similar social issues to us. The LGBT community, we're speaking to Feast and having a Pride round and doing some entertainment behind that, multicultural round. And just theming the different rounds, and we want to be inclusive. So we've got some ideas that we want to do to appreciate the men that support as well. So it's not just about the women, although they're the target market because they've got the real understanding of the cause of what we're trying to do.
But winners are grinners, aren't they? Really? I mean, at the end of the day, do you think that you would have still got the attention when a South Australian team, whether it's a women's AFL side or whatever the case may be, make it to a grand final? We really do jump on board and support.
Yeah, you do, and I'm originally from Sydney, so I can really gauge the difference between a transactional society and the South Australian community. And I've been down here for 3 years now, and I feel part of the community just purely because it's such a proud community and everybody gets behind things. So with that's what we're trying to do with our crowdfunding, with building the wall, and people can donate a brick for $25 and their name goes on the wall. And for small to medium enterprises or different business networks out there, we can put the name on the singlet for $500, and it's part of the design. But up close, you can see the names, and it's just a way that the girls can actually wear the Pride of South Australia on their shirt. Coming through the change rooms, and every donation makes a difference, and that's what we're really trying to get out there is don't hold back. We need 1,000 names on the singlet. We want 2,500 to 5,000 names on the wall, and we want South Australia to get behind it, and we want to be South Australia's team.
Hey, let's talk about that. We're talking about build the wall, buy a brick for $25. Let's stay on that one just for a minute. Where'd that idea come from?
We just thought we'd have a little bit of fun with it, given all the attention around the wall with Donald Trump in the States, and we thought we'd build an inclusion wall, like a people's wall. And we're trying to track down Hamish and Andy to get behind it because we want to be the people's club, but they haven't responded to us yet. So if you're listening out there, just
give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call. So we just thought we'd have a little bit of fun with it, and you never know what happens. Like, we want to be a fun brand, we want to be an engaging brand and a little bit edgy. So why not just leverage the controversy in the States with it?
All right, then you talk about 1,000 names on the singlet, on the uniforms. Let's say, for instance, that Ando, who's a wealthy man, wants to get his name on the singlet. How would he go about that?
The Australian Sports Foundation, they've got a site, and it's tax deductible as well. You can go to our webpage or our social media.
Webpage?
Yeah,
Give
what
it
is
to
it?
us.
I'll write it down.
Come on, Ando, write it down. What's the webpage?
It's wmbl.com/Adelaide.
Yep.
Yep. And you can go there and you can see the two different projects. So you can donate to the wall or you can donate to the singlet.
You know what happens, Adelaide? Because there was that. Adelaide is one of those cities when their backs to the wall, like the Lightning were, look like they're going to fall over. Everybody gets emotional and starts to get involved in it. Then you have the run into the grand final. The girls do really well. Then the grand final finish, and of course, then the publicity stops. So that raw emotion where I might get involved, I'll buy a brick or I'll put my name on the singlet, kind of drifts away after a week or two.
Yep.
How do you re-engage those people to now get involved? And you know, you turned up on the grand final, put $25 on the table and we're all good. How do you approach that?
Yeah, look, you know, working with people like Katrine Hildyard, we're getting into different networks and getting in front of them by running different events. And, you know, we're trying to sort of tick along there. And when we've got just less than 3 months to get the 1,000 names on the singlet. So, you know, when we get down to that final month, we're really going to sort of be ramping it up and telling people to get involved. The challenge is, you know, the media gets, well, football season just swallows up the media,
yes,
so we've got to find creative ways to make it engaging, and you know, there's a lot of fun in that.
Yeah, but you are right though. I mean, you know, once you know, whether it's an Olympic gold medal or you know, or a premiership or whatever sport it might be, cricket, West End Shield, we jump to another sport very quickly, don't we?
Absolutely.
And so that's a very, very small one. So, how are you going with the singlet so far? Have you got many? Have you got many on the go?
We've raised about 15,000, I think, in the last week and a half.
Yep.
That was probably more than what we were expecting initially. We thought, you know, we get a little bit initially, and then we'd work those networks and have those events, and people would buy in. And then once it gets a little bit closer to the date, kind of like was it Hockey SA raised about $150,000 in 2 weeks. They had
no choice, or they were out of the competition.
Yeah. But we'll be doing something similar towards the end and really putting a sense of urgency on there. And there is a sense of urgency because the club needs to be sustainable.
Yeah, it's funny because you start to get that publicity as it gets closer, because now they're talking about the start of the season. And I'm interested in the broadcast side of it. You know, that's where the bigger dollar is, the big corporate dollar.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of what the broadcasting was through the final series, on how many people watched the game? So if you came to me and said, mate, we're interested in you investing as a major sponsor, my first question is, well, how many people watch the game on TV? Yeah,
with the broadcast, with the grand final, it was up around 100,000 that we got, which is comparative to netball. I had it being with the Thunderbirds previously, knowing their broadcast and comparing them to the WNBL stats that I got this week.
Yep.
As a season, we were probably ahead of the Thunderbirds.
Right.
So the broadcast is actually there.
Yep.
And, you know, it just needs to be... it just needs to be fair and equitable, and then, you know, you're looking at a minimum of sort of 250,000 viewers per year, and that's without making any sort of finals. So
it's a good sell though, isn't it? Because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, gee, netball always seems to have more people, you know, more people watching the game. So it's a good stat to have that go, we're actually a little bit better.
Yep.
Because again, as a sponsor, I'm going, well, where am I going to invest my dollar?
Yeah.
I'm always going to invest in the one that gets more publicity if they both cost the same. So it's not a bad selling point, is it?
No, and women's sport is a hot ticket at the moment. And
Sure is.
I mean, while the Crows are going to, you know, earn their justifiable commercial dollars, you know, we can leverage off the back of that, and that's what we plan to do. And we want to support those teams as well. We want to support the Thunderbirds. We want to support the Crows women's players, because it's more than just about the sport, and that's what we've got to do.
And just quickly, how is the team shaping up? Was it, you know, you lost many
good.
players, you grabbed a few more, just a bit of a rundown?
Big signings.
Yep, so we've had a couple of good signings. So we named Nat Novosel this morning. So she in 2012 knocked out my Yukon Huskies in the Final Four. So I was a little bit, the Final Four. So there's a bit of history with bringing that. But we've got some more announcements coming up. And you know, Lauren Nicholson has come back on, and Steph, she's on as well, like a WNBA player. So we're shaping up to have a good team. And after the challenges that happened last year, it was really anybody's guess to how we're going to be. But we've pitched out to the players, and we've told them what we're doing, and we've introduced the group and our concept of a club. And we want to do different things, like implement past their playing day program. So it's
Yep.
not just about
Yep.
when they're playing, because the women don't earn enough money to be able to retire off. So it's something I think clubs don't do enough of, and it's something that we want to actually do for the players.
Hey Adam, appreciate you coming in, mate. Good luck with it.
Yeah, good luck.
People stay involved. Get on the Lightning website, see if you can contribute some way. Good luck to Chris Lucas and his recruiting of the team, and hopefully it's another grand final appearance for the
Lovely.
Adelaide
Yes.
Lightning. Stay with us. Still a bit more to come on the show.